We're going to move on for a moment now because GB News can reveal that Northumbria Police is investigating what could be active grooming gangs operating in Newcastle.
Yes, this comes as a victim told GB News that she wants the national inquiry announced a week ago by the Prime Minister to take over the investigation in the city.
Well, we're joined now by GB News national reporter Charlie Peters, who's up there in Newcastle for us. Charlie, what can you tell us?
Well, good afternoon, Emily and Tom. And yes, Nadine, not her real name, is speaking out for the first time because GB News can reveal that a chief inspector in Northumbria Police has engaged locals looking at intelligence being assessed by their exploitation unit about possible grooming gang activity, particularly in the west end of this city. But Nadine has spoken to us because she has concerns as Northumbria Police committed some grave errors when investigating her own abuse. Last decade, her investigation collapsed because there were errors in recording and gathering evidence. So she's spoken to GB News and said that she wants the National Crime Agency to take a lead on these ongoing investigations. She doesn't think that Northumbria Police can engage with this issue properly. We've also heard from Kim McGuinness, the mayor for the North East Combined Authority. She's told us that she wants the national inquiry into grooming gangs announced this week to come to the North East, and they will engage with it as well. But let's hear from Nadine about her story because it started here in the monument area of Newcastle. She was just a little girl, but she came here after leaving school and she was picked up by gangs and ruthless exploitation started from there.
We had got the bus to the location and pretty much as soon as I was in that flat, I was attacked. There was other males that got involved and back then I didn't know they were linked with the people from beforehand, but they were all linked and they all knew each other, which I didn't know. And there was men in and out of this male's flat and I was there pretty much all the time. My parents were ringing the police and not a great lot was getting done. The police weren't even coming out.
There was an investigation, but
yeah,
it all collapsed because even years later, they didn't do the right thing.
It was really bad for me. It might sound extreme, but I was fighting for my life around them times. I was told by the police with an apology that was because evidence wasn't stored correctly. And there wasn't enough evidence. That was basically all I was told.
Are you worried that the police officers who failed you then are investigating those problems today?
Yes. I do feel like it's just going to keep collapsing and collapsing and keep happening, and like unfortunately it's a horrible thing, but like I don't want what I went through to happen to any more people.
The government said that they want the National Crime Agency to lead investigations into grooming gangs across the country. Do you want that to happen in Newcastle?
Yeah, I do want the National Crime Agency to investigate abuse in Newcastle because even though it's not the biggest city, it's happening really badly and there's probably a lot of survivors out there who might be able to reach out if they haven't said anything. I do want my case to be reopened and investigated because these men, I just know that they will be involved in doing what they did to me still to this day.
The mayor of the North East has told us that she wants Newcastle to contribute to the inquiry. Do you want that to happen?
Yeah, I feel like I know there's a lot of cases of the grooming gang scandal in bigger parts of the country, but it's a big thing that's happened.
So brave, speaking out for the first time about those non-recent failures that she endured, decades of waiting for justice. decades of justice still denied. And last night we were in the West End of Newcastle. You'd have seen some of that footage during that interview with a whistleblower who has shared a lot of information with us. And as we were moving through the West End, they were just pointing out so many locations where there have known to be historic cases going on there, but also more concerning locations where alleged ongoing group-based abuse has been happening. And we've been speaking to more survivors just like Nadine, who aren't just from the 2000s or the last decade, but who fear ongoing activity today. And that's why Northumbria Police are engaging in that live intelligence gathering investigation.
OK, well, Charlie Peters, thanks indeed for bringing us all of that. And whenever you hear a survivor, you just can't help but think, what bravery. So thank you, Charlie, for bringing us those words in that interview.
Absolutely. I mean, we are going to be discussing something a little later on, aren't we, about how certain definitions of Islamophobia that could be coming through, that Angela Rayner's in charge of, isn't she, could actually impact those survivors coming out, or indeed whether they will come out.
Right.
Because within the 2018 definition, some of these definitions that they've drawn up in the past, talking about grooming gangs was seen as a racist stereotype.
I mean, it's just extraordinary. Had there been a legal definition of Islamophobia 5 years ago, would what has happened over the course of the last few years actually have taken place?
Yeah, would these victims have been too fearful to come out because they could have been called racist or Islamophobic?
Well, we should say that a Northumbria Police spokesperson has said that tackling child sexual exploitation is a priority for Northumbria Police. We are absolutely committed to supporting victims and survivors, ensuring that they are listened to and treated with empathy, compassion and respect. We would encourage anyone who has been the victim of any form of abuse, no matter when it took place, to come forward.